What is going on, everybody, and welcome back. It is Tuesday. It is after NXT, and you know what it is. We're right here on the scrap, and for the absolute best in all pro wrestling, sports, entertainment, the Royal Rundown. What is going on, everybody? I am one half your host and duo, SERG VICENTE, and next to me, as always, is my sister from another Mister, Miss Dre. What is going on, Miss Dre?
What's going on? It is me. We are here. It is Tuesday. Another lovely week. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Absolutely happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And everybody who's watching live right now, thank you so much for joining us on none other than the fastest growing YouTube page in all of combat sports. We're talking about the scrap news. Good. Thank you for checking us out there. As always, check them out for the absolute best in combat sports media. All right. Let's talk about it. There are things that happened in the world of pro, sports entertainment and pro wrestling. And one of those things is, hey, I know people think we just talk about WWE here sometimes, but AEW did a thing. And one thing I'll say about them is they put together another pay-per-view event. And one thing I have to say is that they consistently put up fantastic pay-per-view events. Are they a touch long? Yes. But regardless on that, it's always a lot of fun. Dre, real quick, running down it, what were your thoughts just on the show itself? Like, how did you feel about the show?
Yeah, I have rarely, if ever, not enjoyed an AEW pay-per-view. I've never regretted spending the little $50 and, enjoying that with my sister and my brother-in-law. Listen, I have a job, so I can do that now. Like a good one, a good job. Amen. No. But yeah, I just, I like pro wrestling, and AEW tends to have a show, although very long. That's just a very consistent criticism from everybody, even those of us who enjoy it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Long pay-per-view. It's
half of those, like 3 of those matches could have absolutely been on Dynamite, and we would have been really happy.
And we would have been fine.
Totally happy.
But at the same time, like, I do appreciate they run the gamut of the type of wrestling you'll see on a pay-per-view. There's literally something for everybody throughout the entire show, which feeds into the length, obviously. But I mean, we got our goofy and our silly, and we got our very serious, and we got our heel turns, and we got our title changes. And I mean, everything happened at this. We had our returns and surprises. So everything happened in this pay-per-view, which I think, it kind of like when you sit down it's almost like they kind of trained us. You sit down for an AEW pay-per-view, you're going to be sitting down for a few hours, and you just know it's going to happen. So get comfortable, get your snacks, do what you do.
Absolutely.
And let's do it.
Well, okay. Well, let's just jump into it then, because the event itself was a little bit long. What was your match of the night? Let's just jump straight into it. Match of the night for you, what was it?
Oh, that's funny. Match of the night. Ooh, I'm torn between the trios titles match and the main event, MJF versus Moxley. I might actually lean toward the MJF Moxley match just because it got you to like Moxley.
No, I wasn't saying I like Mox.
It got you to like MJF. I'm sorry. MJF, it got you to give MJF a little proper too. Either way, it's you. I'm always a fan of, like, I love watching friends of mine, other wrestling fans, change their opinion off of something, and usually, especially if it's off of a match or a build or whatever. To me, that means workers are working and they're doing what they're supposed to do, and like I love that. I just like seeing people kind of go, okay, maybe they all right, So I do love that. We'd be remiss to not talk about the Elite's return.
I mean, really, a great return. Great return. They come and then obviously they come back. They go against Death Triangle. I mean, come on, Cero Milo's out there, Phoenix is out there,
Pac is out there,
Pac is out there. And it was a very entertaining match, even to the point the storytelling that was told with the hammer, with Phoenix not wanting to do it, and it was great. It was all in all, like, that was a fantastic match. And it's actually like one of the moments of the night. Also, that return when that music hits. Everything about it. Kenny don't got the long sleeve shirt on no more. He's out here in shape, ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, him and Finn got the most abs in the business. Is that?
They out here. I'm telling you, they out here doing it. Them boys be dieting. But it was great. It was great seeing them come out there to
Them
that.
boys be dieting.
They do. They be out there. And it's wild that they announced it now for the trio. They got it's a best of 7 series now with the
Which is,
elite and them.
can we talk about that for a second? Because, like, okay.
Please, let's talk about it.
All right. First of all, I am genuinely surprised the elite didn't take the titles back in their return match. I'm
I was too.
genuinely surprised at the loss.
Pleasantly surprised at that.
However, if you recall 2 weeks ago on this lovely show, who said that it would be more interesting if we got like the elite trying to build their way back up to being title contenders, whatever titles they end up going for? Because I mean, a best
Absolutely.
of 7 with Death Triangle for the trios titles is a lot of matches.
Yes, that is a lot of matches. Yes.
And I'm just I don't think I've ever seen a best of 7 series like this or marketed this way. And so I'm interested to see if they can keep my attention for all 7 matches. I mean, if anybody could do it, it's these 6 people.
I was just gonna say, like, this 6 can't do anything but make magic. So, like, Tony and them knew what they had, and they knew what they had to do. Like, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, you really have
give them everything.
Yeah, they've been gone for a while. So you guys been gone for a little bit. Now we're gonna put you in here with the baddest dudes out here because let's not make any mistake. I mean, Ray Phoenix. I mean, the Lucha Brothers. Come on, go. I mean, aside from the ones, aside from the Usos, I mean, they're literally right there. We're talking about the best, tag teams currently. You know what I'm saying? And that's no disrespect to FTR either. I mean, we love FTR.
We love FTR.
I mean, huge FTR fans.
We adore FTR here.
Sometimes, come on. But no, that was a great moment. In terms of talking about MJF, look, it was great. It was great. It was a great moment.
Crowned him.
Him going out there. Crowned him. The way that it happened. Regal ended up being. He's Palpatine. Like he's the he's Palpatine. We see what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Like it's great. It's a great story. I love how they're doing it. I mean, a little telegraphed. If I don't do say so myself, I think we all seen this coming.
I think it was like a promo too many. Like it was just one, because it was like, all right, okay, and
a little too much respect here. It was just one too many.
But I mean, at the same time, we're wrestling fans who've been watching wrestling for a long time. So maybe it was one too many for us. But for the kiddos, this is probably this is great. So either way it goes, the performances were amazing. And I don't care if if I can call it. I want to see how it's executed. And I think they executed it really, really well. William Regal is a professional. He is a legend. This man knows what he's doing.
Absolutely.
And I'm really excited. I'm actually very interested to see how this moves forward. Your girl will be in the building tomorrow for AEW Dynamite in Chicago, and I'll let y'all know how it goes.
Yes.
Because it's going to be very interesting. I mean, we've got the Young Bucks.
It's a great Dynamite to be at. Great
in Chicago. We got MJF in Chicago, and I mean,
the elite in Chicago.
The big old Chicago elephant in the room or out the room is.
I think everybody understands Buddy's a schmuck right at this point in time, and I don't think anybody's upset with it. All right, let's just keep it a beat.
I'm holding out hope that these grown ass men.
I'm hoping that I
figured they shit out.
I see Punk show up in my WrestleMania screen against Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's what I'm hoping for.
Not a terrible option. As a wrestling fan, that would be dope.
I'd prefer seeing that.
I'm being selfish. I'm being selfish. I'm gonna be in Chicago tomorrow. I'm gonna be at the show tomorrow, and if I'm there I was there for his return. My sister in the chat letting us know, we was there for his return at the United Center. We were there for, I think another one of his, appearances last year. And it would be really fly to be there for a controversial return, if that, in AEW. However, I am also a millennial wrestling fan. Seeing him versus Stone Cold, I mean, come on.
Come on. We would love it. Would love it. How
Also,
could you
can you
not
think
love
about
it?
that WrestleMania card, night 1, him versus Stone Cold, 9-2, Rock versus Roman? I mean, come on.
Sign
Not
me
the
up. Sign me
like
up.
I'm gonna be get some couch space over there because I'm gonna be in LA for Mania if that happens.
Hey, like, it's gonna
We'll
be dope.
figure it out.
It should be fantastic. No, you always got a spot. Like, yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
But it's no, it's a dope option to have. But they did it, and also got to give salute to MJF, that
Yeah,
promo, post match promo that he cut. Fantastic. Salute to the dude. I mean, just chef's
salute to
kiss.
the
I mean,
salute to the theater kids who also lift weights because you too can be MJF one day because he
that's
is such a
exactly
theater
what it
kid.
is. He is
And I
definitely
love
a theater kid. Yeah. No, it's great because everything is so over the top, and you're just like,
Yeah,
okay, buddy, like I know what you're doing here. But no, it was great.
actor. He be
Yeah,
acting.
he's doing his thing, and he fits the mold of a champion
Yeah,
to be the flag bearer for a company, and I think he's earned that right. He's
youngest
done his
champion in that
thing,
company. He's the
and he's
youngest.
homegrown.
Wait, I don't know if that's
Huh,
true. He's the youngest world heavyweight champion. I feel like
yeah,
Jungle Boy was younger than him and
possibly,
Luchasaurus were
but
the tag teams. But
but
it's not
still, I
far.
mean,
It's not far
yeah,
off though.
but still, even regardless of, I mean, his age, I mean, he's earned the right to hold that flag of the best in the company at this point in
Yeah.
time, or if not the best, just the most popular at this point in time.
And we gotta
And
thank and we have Cody Rhodes to thank for MJF being
yeah,
in
absolutely,
AEW. So that's amazing.
absolutely. I mean, again, another homegrown guy, right?
Yeah.
Homegrown guy. So it's cool to see. I'm happy that I'm seeing little things doing Ricky going out here working cats with with everything else he has on. He's doing his thing. So
Yes. And then am I
uh
correct? Because I did miss 0 Hour. Did Eddie Kingston get the win?
Eddie Kingston did pick up a dub. I
You know
was
what?
very shocked.
We said that
Very
man wasn't
shocked.
gonna win last week, and here we are being wrong, but I'm happy because we love us some
Very
Eddie
happy.
Kingston
Yeah,
around here.
and especially it was like especially with like a legendary matchup like that.
Yeah,
So
match that he
it
really
was cool to
wanted.
see. Yeah,
That's really
yeah, it
fly.
was
I
cool
love
they
that.
did that.
I
For
love that.
sure, for sure. All right. Anything else with AEW that stood out that you want to kind of jump into?
I'm very surprised. I think well, 2 things. We've got
I got one.
okay, I'll
Please.
let you have the one because I think that's one of the ones I was gonna say, but I'll
Okay.
say the other one.
Yeah, please.
Surprising title change. Samoa Joe is now the
Oh,
is now the
we
TNT
have more
champ
than one Samoan Joe with 2 belts now.
with 2. I mean, come on with the
Come
Samoan
on
Joes
now.
and they 2 belts.
All the Samoan Joes.
I need them. I hope that somewhere they did like a photo shoot together just for them because they homies. Like, I just really want that in my life for them.
Are the homies
Because
for real? I hope so.
they have to be. I mean, come on.
They gotta be.
I mean,
They gotta be. They gotta
this
be.
would be. I mean,
They gotta be.
are
Uh,
we doing the thing that they be doing to us? But I'm doing it anyway. They gotta be right.
they
They used to
gotta
be
be.
work. They
They
used to be
gotta be.
co-workers.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this though. I'll say this straight up. First of all, what an entertaining match. I
So good.
mean, big
It
meaty
was
men
fun.
slapping man meat, going out there, doing their thing. And Wardlow channeling his best Hardy brothers just doing all the flips. I mean,
Foolishness.
the athleticism that he did his best Matt Hardy impression, and it was fantastic to watch.
Every time he did it, I was just like, why is he doing that?
Oh my god, it was
But it was
crazy.
smooth. It was clean. It was fly. It was very
And he's
entertaining. And
ginormous to be able to do that. Oh my goodness! But no,
yeah,
that was great. It was great to be able to. That was a really entertaining match. The one I think I was going to have to bring up is the destruction of Swerve in Our Glory. We thought that maybe it was Keith Lee turning full heel. It turned out being Swerve being just a touch too much for Keith Lee, and he ended up just bidding him adieu, and they're on their own paths now.
Did you happen to see the promo Keith Lee cut afterwards? Like, there's a
No, I have
video
not.
of it's very good, and I think you would appreciate it because it's not your usual nice or what you're used to seeing as like nice Keith Lee. I think it
Okay,
had far more in what's the word? Not aggression. Well, aggression, intensity is the word I'm looking for. Intensity in it. Of course, it had the Keith Lee and all the beautiful the loquacious vocabulary, if you will,
absolutely,
which
absolutely,
is
yes,
amazing.
yes.
I love a good vocabulary word. But I thought it was really interesting. And then at the very end, you just kind of see Swerve kind of having a little Joker moment, but then like just looking straight at the thing and like, I'll see you at Dynamite or something like that, Keith. And I was like, that's really interesting. You and I chatted about this in the infamous group chat, of course. I'm gonna ask you, because I know you're the Swerve stand in the group in the two of us. Okay, I won't call you that. But you were very much team Keith should turn heel. That was
yes.
Very much, and I would love to see a heel Keith, but like I also really don't think we've gotten full face heavyweight champion Keith to me yet. I haven't seen that on TV for real yet since NXT when he was double champ there. And I want to see that. I still want to see that before we get Demon, Dark Side Keith or whatever, which I think will be fly. I think that'll be fly as well. Because Keith Lee is everything. My play cousin Keith Lee is everything. So my question to you is, are you as interested in a Keith Swerve rivalry as a feud as you would be a Keith heel turn?
No.
Okay. Is there anything they can do to get you more interested?
No, I can't lie. I'm actually not really interested in their beef. Like I just rather them go their separate ways. I rather Swerve do swervy things one direction, and Keith Lee try to go for the big man belts, which obviously now are the ROH TV title and the TNT title or TV what are the damn titles. Like that's the big man title.
That's the Joe's titles, basically.
Yeah, Joe's titles. Those are the big man titles now. So because obviously only the big men go for them. I look
but
at
you know what? I did not at all think about that. I did not make that connection at all. I mean, I made the connection that the triple threat was the big bitty man slapping me, show for that one. But I didn't
it's the big guy. It's the actual heavyweight belt. It's the real.
I think about it, since Wardlow's been TNT champ, like most of his big rivalries have been with the big men, and I think that's actually not a terrible idea.
No, it's great. I mean, literally, the heavyweight champion is the most popular. It's the most prestigious belt. You're the company's guy. That's what that
the
title
TNT
should
title. The TNT title is almost like their intercontinental title, their workhorse title. Their like, and I don't hate that at all. I do think that they need to merge the ROH TV and the TNT title since Joe has them both. I think there needs to be a merging, even if Ring of Honor gets their own show at some point, which I think they will.
Well, they don't need that title. The ROH, but let it be in that case, let it be the ROH title, but then it still goes on both. Like it just gets more.
If the Ring of Honor show is on TNT, then it can just still be the TNT title.
There you go.
But that's we don't make the rules. We don't make the rules. Right. We just have a lot of ideas.
For sure. No, but that would be dope. But all in all, great show. Good stuff coming up. Like it was dope. It was very good. AEW does it again. Salute to Tony and all of them involved. They put together a show that I mean, again, and then the signing of the Japanese, contingency is also amazing. So all that stuff is great. I love it.
We have a new interim women's title champion too, which I am actually very glad that she won that as well. I think Toni Storm was a great interim champion, but I'm glad that they did a title change. She had been.
It seems like more people are happy about this as well.
Yeah, I mean, she just had
and they're buddies too, right? They like lived together during the pandemic and stuff, so I'm sure it wasn't a big deal.
Well, that and like I really do think that Homegirl got she had a really groundswell of support. I mean, her being Britt Baker's kind of like secondhand man, and they kind of like teased the tension between them like a year ago.
Oh yeah.
So I think it was almost like this was kind of a long time coming, and if they didn't do it now, they should have had done it before. But if they didn't do it now, then they were going to have to wait again to do it. And I think this was a good time to do it, especially before the fans turned on Tony. Because
it worked, and it seemed like the crowd was happy. It seems like nobody looked bad afterwards either. So good call. Everything is. I mean, everybody did their thing. Fun card. Sting diving off of shit. It was all fun.
That was a
Uh,
fun match.
Another fun
Yo.
match. I mean, no,
Yeah.
again, every match on there
We
was
keep,
mad fun.
we keep trying to move on. We're like, man, that match was dope too.
Mad fun.
Dang.
All right, but look, let's talk about WWE a little bit because we
Let's
got War Games and
war games.
Survivor Series this weekend, another premium live event, and this one should be. I'm curious to see because of War Games. Now, Bianca did get booed on Raw this week because when they asked her what the fifth member was, she teased it, she dangled it in front of the crowd, and then took it away. She was pretty much like that one commercial back in the day. The guy go commercial, the dude, like, you got $1, and then pull that shit back. It was the same shit.
Not
Crowd booed the
quite.
shit out of her.
Not quite.
And so who do you think is going to be that next member? Because I mean, it's not going to be who I want it to be, but I think we have an idea of who it may be. What do you think? Because that has been teased.
We definitely would love a Sasha Banks Naomi situation, but it's Becky Lynch.
For sure.
It's Becky Lynch,
1,000%. 1,000%.
She's been gone. She's been injured since SummerSlam. It's been several months. She's healing up. It's Becky Lynch. Now, what's going to happen in that match? Who's going to turn on who? Somebody's going to have a character change. Something's happening. At least to me, it should. Because it's very because this beef with these groups of women, this group of women has been happening for so long.
I'm done with it. I'm done with it.
The new aspect of Mia Yim getting added to that is nice, good. Give us some extra new seasoned sauce on it. Love that. But we need something to evolve storyline wise, or just for this match to end the beef. Period. It needs to be. It needs to be real life. It needs to be both of those things. We need something storyline wise that's going to give us a little dangle to move on, and we need to end this particular beef. Bianca and Bayley have been fighting for the whole year at this point. Half a year essentially.
Yeah, but it's been stale the whole time. It really hasn't cracked. It hasn't really, I think done what people have wanted it to do. But granted, people have been out on vacations. I mean, Charlotte's not back. Obviously, we're missing two workhorses in Sasha and Naomi. So I mean, look, it is what it is. They put it together, and at the end of the day, the women's division is starting to feel stronger than it ever has, really, in the WWE. So, especially when those two come back. I mean, 4 come back. Sasha, Naomi, Charlotte.
I know we still have hope for Sasha and Naomi.
Well, they just put them back in the opening credits. Have you noticed that? They're back in the opening credits.
Look, they are playing with our emotions. I am not saying anything until I see them 2 women pop up on my screen in real life.
Look, they paying them. Like I said, when they put them back in the opening credits again, I'm like, I don't matter. They coming back now. Like it was inevitable for me. So we'll see. Like whenever it happens, but they need to come back. But again, Charlotte's still out there. So it's gonna happen. I'm looking forward to that. All right. Brawling brutes and the broodiness against the Usos and the bloodline and everything else. And what do you think? How do you think that's going to go?
I love the Kevin Owens edition. I think that's great. That's enough nice wild card. Kevin Owens is always, especially, he alluded to it on Raw last night. I done turned on everybody. I don't turn on everybody I've ever partnered with, but the one person I won't turn on is my father. Love that. That was hilarious because he was on commentary for a Judgment Day match with Dominic in it. But Kevin Owens is always a great wild card to add to anything. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
He's going to be great on the microphone. He's going to give you a solid match no matter what. He's going to give you
and he always comes off as a threat.
Always comes off as a threat. Is gonna make anyone in the room look amazing. And then him and Sami Zayn storyline can go every which way. There is infinite ways that could go. And none of them are bad. So, I have no idea how the match is going to go. I have zero idea. I'm literally like.
So so these War Games matches, how do they go? Well, what is it? What the fuck is a War Games?
So I went to one. I went to NXT War Games.
So what happens?
So it's 2 rings, right?
So are all of them in a ring? Like they still it's like a 5-10 man match or some shit, and they're just in
Eventually it gets to that. So
they all come in at
It's kind of like Elimination Chamber where 2 people come in at once, 1 and 1 and 2 and 1. And so when Rhea and Asuka were fighting for advantage, it was to make who's gonna get in first. So it's let's just say basically 2 heels. So 2 people from Rhea's team will be in at the same time, while only one of the faces will get in. And then they'll get to beat up on the face for a minute until until they get evened up, but it's like I was like it's elimination chamber with 2 rings is kind of how the best way I could describe it.
It's
Just because it's
perfect.
just
Perfect. I get it. Totally get it now.
people coming in at the same at different times in the match or whatever. I just it works best when you have ridiculously athletic wrestlers in there because they have 2 rings to play with. They have
Right.
all of that on top of the ring, on top of the cage. I just found video of the war games I went to for NXT in LA a couple years ago where Ricochet did this ridiculous thing off the top of the ring onto another ring. It was absolutely insane. I'll send it to you. But it was just, it's a fun match, but it's just like
Oh, real quick. Salute to Ali and Ricochet. They've been
always.
putting on matches, and first of all, look, people are like, "What did Ali do to be getting beat up so much?" I look at it totally different.
Me too.
Ali is getting TV time with the biggest people
On your
right
air
now.
every week.
Every week, and if he's getting beat up or not, one thing he continues coming out as is the good guy, and you're always pulling for him, and he is scrappy, and he seems determined, and you know what that puts that they're building him up. They are building him up before your fucking very eyes.
May I give you my thought on what I think they're building him up for?
Please tell me.
I don't think he's going to win the Royal Rumble, but I think he might be being placed or being positioned to be the Iron Man in the Royal Rumble. So I think he's either gonna last the longest or just be in a very good chunk of it and have a really good, strong Royal Rumble showing. And to me, that means you're in line for one of them titles soon. So
yep.
it's
And
happening.
I think Ricochet did good for himself because people were talking about the moment where he started hyping the crowd up and like helped Ali
Yeah.
over. It seems like, again, both of those guys seem like they're like trying to position themselves into one of those like second tier belts. You can like see it happening.
Them two and Cedric Alexander were putting
Yep.
on bangers on Main Event last year, and that no one was watching. You know what I'm saying? But they were having like the dopest feuds and the dopest matches, and thankfully somebody was watching because he is now the head of creative.
Absolutely. No, that one's gonna be dope. Anything else specifically in Survivor Series or matches that you're looking forward to?
This triple threat for Seth's title, Seth Rollins. There's
That
a
should be
Seth
great.
Rollins,
Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins, and Theory.
In theory,
And I like
that
this new little edge that Theory has too. I like it.
you done grown his beard out. He looked like
That's
a
what
man.
happens. You grow the beard out. You get me. You get a little attitude. You grow the beard out. I'm a sucker for
And
that.
then Serge is like, hold on, I didn't like you 2 weeks ago.
And you start wearing all black and shit. I was like, there he goes. There
it is.
He dropped the fucking phone gimmick. I was like, there finally.
Yeah, and one time for those of us who watched NXT back in the day, that sounds terrible to say at this point. I can't believe it's that long ago, but Tyler Breeze had that gimmick in NXT before Austin Theory did. Selfie stick and all.
It's goofy. It's not a good gimmick. I'm glad it's pretty much gone. But no, all in all, I think it should be a really entertaining card. Hopefully, we do get some people that we want to see come back. I feel like because something has to happen here though, because there hasn't been. I feel like I don't know. I feel like we're always like waiting for something almost to happen, and we're like excited for it. I do think that we're seeing the cracks in the Sami Zayn, so I think we're starting to see the end of Sami Zayn. I think that's coming, especially with the introduction to Kevin Owens. That's already, when I saw that, I was like, it's a wrap for you. You're out of here.
That's the gas pedal. That's the gas pedal for that storyline is going to start moving again now because you have to have some like. WrestleMania season is like 5 seconds away now, so we are in like what it does feel like a holding pattern because it is, essentially we are.
That makes sense.
And they threw in more games to make it interesting, right? Like, okay, cool, something interesting before we get to the real, which is great because just a regular Survivor Series would have been very boring.
Yeah, very true. And it wouldn't have been worth watching. This gives a little gusto. The whole squad that the Broodies have put together is fantastic. It is. It's fantastic, and obviously, the bloodline is the bloodline.
Right.
AJ Styles and Finn is gonna be great. Finn is definitely gonna get that dub.
That's a possible show stealer right there.
That yeah, oh, for absolutely show stealer. So that's gonna be fantastic or phenomenal, you might say.
Ooh.
So that one's gonna, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna be pretty dope. But those are the matches, obviously the war games, both of them, as well as Finn and them, Finn
Yeah.
and AJ.
Finn
That's
and
what I'm
them.
looking forward to. Yeah, Finn and them.
Finn and them.
But anything else you want to touch on? Because that's honestly that's about it.
That is really it. We ran through that real fast. All I'm going to say is my new favorite reality show is going to be Bianca Belair and Montez Ford, because they were on the Today
That's
Show
gonna be dope.
letting us know that they have a whole reality show that's going to be on Hulu coming soon.
I
and I'm
might be able to get my lady to watch that with me. I might be able to do that.
Yeah, very, very ready for that, because what? Yes.
Well, I will be watching that one as well. All right, guys. Thank you as always for watching. Make sure you check out us each and every week right on the fastest growing YouTube page on all of combat sports. That is the Scrap News. Also, make sure you check out the Fight Podcast, subscribe and share. And before we get you out here, as always, we will leave you with the wise words from one of the legends of hip hop and a philosopher in this time.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. Yesterday's price is not today's price. He's certified.